already into the 420, damn it.
So what are you doing? Nothing? Why not?
Trying to get on this Lifestyle Radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.
Yeah, it's alright. Oh, wait, I might have it.
You might have it.
You're listening to Lifestyle Radio.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or Lifestyle Radio.
You like music, you like weed, well, we gonna be good friends indeed. This is how much I like more than smoking trees. They'll make you dance the do-si-do and teach you how the chiba grows. Smoke a bowl on the 420 radio show. On Lifestyle Radio.
You know, I have discovered that you can unmute your mic during that and we can sing along.
I know. I don't bother though, just to, make it better for you guys.
Yeah.
Can I do a mic test? Check.
Much better, sweetie. Thank you.
Okay.
I hate you have such a pretty voice, and I hate it when it sounds horrible. Sorry.
You know what? They were Samsung, whatever these super friggin' Bud Pro things are. Not very pro, apparently.
Oh yeah, I have some of those. I can't remember who gave them to me. Yeah, so I'm trying something different. We've got some new things here on Streamcast or StreamYard, where I'm recording each video and each audio of all of us separately, so that I dissect it later.
So, at the end of the show, don't run out the door right away, Darcy, and just take off. You got to wait for it to finish downloading, Darcy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you catch that, Darcy?
Did you catch that, Darcy?
Darcy? Did you get
Is
that?
your device charged up? Because I know you have a tendency of having it die just at the end of the show.
Well,
where's your camera, Darcy?
If I put my camera on, it's going to eat my phone like crazy.
Yeah, but you put it on the wireless charger, didn't you?
Marcel, I didn't go look for that wireless charger down in that mounted boxes. You know better than that.
Oh my God!
That's a good
Darcy.
idea.
It's only been a month since we've done a show, so
Well, no, he can't plug his
doing
phone in and be on the show.
How long have we been going? Why?
Because it's an Apple.
So plug it into your computer that you don't have. What happened to your computer, buddy?
My computer. Me and Marcel tried to fix this problem today, and it didn't work.
Where's your Bluetooth headset?
I got my headset on, but it's plugged in because the battery in these wireless headphones died. But I can still use them if I plug it in this way.
Oh, so you just didn't recharge your headset?
No, it's recharged. It's just the power button's going on. I had my brother dissect them when he was up here, and he said
the problems.
He said
podcast problems.
Yeah.
Bad luck with technology.
Well, it's just technology just doesn't like me very much. And I'm with Eastlink, and I find their stuff isn't as good as
You know what? I'll tell you. Every time I'm not with Eastlink here, I'm with Shaw, which is soon to be Rogers again. But every time I've been on Eastlink a couple of times in my past, and I've always had no issues with them ever. The guy who came and installed me at my apartment in Durham looked at me and said, they won't care what you do as long as your bill is paid. So I was like, cool, because I was sucking a lot of bandwidth back then. Right?
Totally different related topic here, Al.
Okay.
You're
switching topics.
Were you looking for? I can get you Mac seats that they're Mac V2, but they're $300 a pack.
Well, we can talk about that. Sure. Sure.
Neptune
With the Mac 1?
Well, it's Mac V2, right?
Oh, okay. But it's the same but different?
Second version.
Oh, okay.
It's second version of it, right? But they also have Granny Mac, and they have Banana Mac there too.
It's a nice strain. I like it.
And the small packs of V2 are like 6 seats. They go for $150.
Wow. Seeds
Yeah.
are getting expensive, aren't they?
Well, for true cap seeds, for capulator seeds, they are expensive, and only
What's a capulator seed?
That's the breeder.
The breeder.
Oh, that's the name of the breeder.
Yeah, in his genetics, he doesn't sell his genetics just anywhere. Only certain sites sell his genetics, and they come sealed a certain way and packaged a certain way, and so.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, we'll definitely talk about that off air, and I know that Dale's got some Northern Lights he's going to have for me soon. So.
Yeah, well, the Northern Lights, he's getting his true Northern Lights too, because it comes.
That's what he said. Yeah,
it comes from Todd McCormick and Mel Frank.
Oh, cool. Well, you see, then that's what I mean. I'm going to spend a little bit of money getting this thing going. I want to have some good genetics, right? But I also still don't want to spend $600-800 for 4 seeds. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, that's just it. I mean, if you want that certain strain, and that certain strain is only bred by this certain person, and this certain person charges this amount of money for his genetics, well,
then you're growing it out to be mothers and getting as many clones off of it as you can.
Yeah, well, I was going to say you're not just buying one seed for one plant at that point.
No, I know that.
But a lot of them high price genetic seeds, that most of them are feminized, and the reason, or they're regular seeds, and the reason that's why they're so much money is because they know you're going to get a male, you're going to get a female, but if depending on who you are and what you're looking for them unicorns in that pack. So, and you might get one, you might not, and that's like you said, it's a lot of money to spend for them genetics.
Wow. I just want to take a second and welcome to anybody who's new, listening or watching. And because we are officially on Roku now. So,
Roku.
Yep.
What's up, Roku?
We're sitting in people's bedrooms now. Hello. Kind of like Johnny Carson used to do, except for we're earlier and we're stoned.
And we're on CBG TV.
And we're on CBG TV as well. Yes.
I don't even know what that is.
Something new. You'll be hearing about it soon.
Yeah, CBG TV and Lenny.
Yep. It's a co-op of broadcasters that have gotten together to produce stuff like this. So there's a lot of content over there from all different networks. So we are over there as well. Yep.
Yeah, I watched the last show.
Did you watch it? Did you like it?
On my Roku TV for a bit, yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
it was and I've also something else.
It's not just Roku, right?
No, it's
it's
Apple TV, Roku, Google,
any smart TV that can get the app.
Yeah, but it's also on other app. Apple TV.
What's the app called? Roku?
No, on Roku.
On Roku, we are in the Boxcast app for now. Working on setting up our own app, so you just go clicky. But yes, we're on Apple TV, Roku, pretty much anywhere you can watch 1080 DP video. So it's Al Graham and Pace Radio, and it's Kelly Renee and Kelly's Green Lounge, and Green Irene is also involved as well. So there's a lot of content going out on there. It's not just us. Yeah, man. Do you want to see the new preview, the promo?
Yes.
The promo. Okay.
Show them one I like.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do. I'll put that together. I'll Graham put that together. It came out pretty good, actually. Why am I hearing an echo?
Stubby.
No, it's not you. You have a headset. No.
Is it me?
Oh, I don't know, but whatever that was got right in my fucking eardrum. and then went
That
right up
that was Mary Jane blowing out
my
right
brain.
into her
What?
microphone. Yeah,
Really?
when
It
you,
was. It was too.
That?
It was.
yeah.
Yup, that was.
No. Take a toke and do it again.
Plug your ears.
Now, lean your head down. No, you
I think.
hit your head down. Yeah.
I think she had a little like left twist or something to when she blew it out that time when it hit the mic. There you go.
Yeah. So the other
like
thing
Lord
I wanted
Vader.
to mention is we did our thing about Allen Park. We had a little show last week, which was really good. I really enjoyed doing that. I enjoy chatting with Paul Hartman and Kim. And out of that, I approached Kim and Danny about running all of the Green Crush podcasts on 420 Radio. So we're going to start doing that sometime in the new year.
That's awesome.
Well, I mean, I want it's
More
what
people
we're
need to
doing-
hear those episodes.
Exactly. And yes, they are all on YouTube. You can go right now and watch them. But we want to put them out there once a week as a show in its entirety, unedited. And because Alan had a very individual way of doing things. And the first show that I'm running is yours, my dear. Yeah, I found it this afternoon.
No,
So that's the first
I
one.
feel like we should go in his order.
No, you want to go in his order? I don't know.
I do.
I thought about playing that first, just to introduce his style and his thing, the first show, and then we'll go in order. How's that?
See, I would just go in order. I would go in order just because I would want to keep. Who knows? He could have a flow through in what he's, one topic to the next.
I believe that there pretty much is a flow because it's his whole, it's his rants, it's his story.
Well, yeah, like just think if we during our conversation, mine and his, we say something that you would have picked up earlier, right?
Actually,
like I feel like
your
we should go in
show
order.
is kind of in the middle. I think it was kind of in the middle. Like he did. There's 50 some odd episodes. Some are little specials. Some are done with Paul. Most are done Alan and a guest. He's been on the show here a couple of times. I've never been on his show, but I know, like I said, Mary Jane has, and so you'll see that eventually. But that's coming in the new year. And now I know that Marcel's holding his tongue because he's seen some articles in our thread.
No, I'm still reading. I'm reading how they've done this study. So you go on, keep going. Let me finish.
What am I supposed to keep going on?
Whatever you're talking about, I don't care. I'm not listening.
What are you supposed to keep going on? Just keep.
Well, we should talk about cannabis because this is the 420 radio show.
There, what's everybody smoking tonight? I'll start the conversation.
Dean brought me over this, and I don't know what it is, but I was told it's a sativa, and it's very nice. It tastes really good, but it's making me tired, so it ain't a sativa.
Yeah, what are you smoking, MJ?
I spoiled myself this week. I got Bruce Banner, Gator Breath, Platinum Kush. I got some Blue Mateo. And then over here I got Pineapple Chunk, Black Widow, Strawberry Lime Recon, and some Green Crack.
Holy, look at you, Christmas girl.
I told you I spoiled myself this week. I'm going roller skating tomorrow for my friend's birthday.
I bet you're excited.
They have roller skating rinks?
Shit, yeah. So in Ontario, there's this one place. Okay, this guy custom ordered the biggest disco ball in the world. In the world. I'm going tomorrow night. I'm so excited. He's actually gone around to all of the other roller rinks and bought up all the roller skates.
Belleville?
What's that?
Going to the Belleville roller skating rink?
No, it's not in Belleville. And I'm not telling people where I'm going because I don't want them to crash my party.
Whoa, don't crash your party.
I think you just Google biggest disco ball.
Right,
roller
right.
skate.
There's your hint. There's your hint.
And if
But what
you
if they want to
find
go
her,
roller skating though?
if you find her,
Well,
I'm
they
sure
can, but I'm sure, like, if you found me, yeah, no, you couldn't keep up with my party anyway. So
she's got a
you
big
can come and
body.
roller skate.
She's got a big bodyguard that's always with her, so you know.
No, I'm leaving him at home. It's girls' night.
Oh,
Woo woo.
That could be even worse than the bodyguard sometimes.
That's so true.
That's like a
Girls'
whole bunch
night.
That's like a whole bunch of little chihuahuas. And that wouldn't be good.
No, we're Doberman.
That's even worse.
Yeah. No chihuahuas.
chihuahuas.
What are you smoking, Marcel?
Oil.
Oil.
Girl.
I was smoking hash.
Yeah. You never tried none of that bud yet?
Tastes good. No.
I gotta get some to Lennie.
What's that? Your hash?
Well, that and some
Which
of,
bud
some
are
of
you
that,
talking about?
Yeah.
I
suppose you got.
I got handed
pies.
at least.
Yeah. No, some of that. LA Kush cake I got.
Oh, that sounds yummy.
It's got. I find it's got a really creamy flavor to it.
LA Kush Cake's one of my favorites, period.
Yeah.
What's
No,
BBH?
Blackberry Hammer.
Okay.
You know, my creamsicle actually came out real nice, although the terps aren't really there. It doesn't have a lot of flavor. What, Mary Jane? Oh.
I just knocked my camera. Whoop.
Oh. Is that a big thing when you grow your own? Like, why would you lose the flavor?
Drying process could be many different factors, Al. I shouldn't just say drying process, but many different factors. I mostly lead a lot of it to the drying process, though, because terpenes are very volatile as soon as you cut them.
So the drying process. So you're
If
blaming.
you over dry it or too fast.
No, I know
be.
it is over dry. I'm wondering if that air blower dryer thing you gave me is a little too much. If it does it a little too quickly.
It
Like
can.
it
depends on what.
good.
It depends on what the humidity's at, but it should only take 2 to 3 days to dry it on that thing.
That's what I was doing. Yeah, what I did was I dried it for a couple of days, and then I put it into bags, and then it sat in my dresser in a drawer for what's been about 3 weeks, I guess. And
no.
Wait, you didn't open it after you put it in the bag? You just put it in the bag and put it away?
No, I put it in the thing, and it's sitting there, and then I put it into another bag. Now everything's in bags.
But did you burp it?
Of course I did.
Okay, so you went through a curing process.
I did, yes.
Okay.
And I've been smoking it as well.
Okay.
So
It didn't sound like it.
No. It's all been good. I mean, I've got a whole plant sitting in a bucket still that I'm letting just dry that I'm going to use for hash. Right. And I probably got I want to say close to a pound. But I mean, those little guys went through a lot to get here. to get.
Oh yeah. Well, my friends, the biggest problem that I found that people were doing was in, like you're saying, it's in the drying and the curing process.
Yeah.
They would assume that it was dry because it would feel dry.
Yep.
And then they would take it and put it into a jar in a bag and leave it. And I'm like, the moisture comes back, like there's still moisture in there, and then it would get moldy and
what I got into the habit of doing is checking to see when it's dry to touch, but it's still sticky. That's when I put it in a bag.
It's called jar rot, MJ, and it's from improper storage and improper drying of your cannabis. It happens to the best of us if you don't know what you're doing. And what it is there's moisture in your stock.
Yeah, that's exactly where the dampness comes from.
That's true then. A lot of your issues after you've cut them down comes from the moisture in the stock, right? And is that why is that why a lot of people choose to trim wet as opposed to dry?
No.
Yeah, but you.
Well, no.
I mean,
No, it's because a lot of the leaves, there's still moisture in the leaves and stuff too. It's just taking longer for it to dry. Like you're
a lot of
making more
people
work
do it.
for yourself.
So
A lot of
easy way to
people
do it is when I trim. If I trim wet, then you're just collecting the buds. So what I'll do is I'll leave about 2 inches of stem sticking out of a bud every now and then, especially the bigger buds. So if I have a big bud, I'll leave a longer stem sitting out. I know it's dry when I snap that stem.
Yes.
When that stem snaps, then I know that bud is dry.
That's when I pulled it out of the bag and put it into
But
bags.
I don't pick the thinnest ones to do this. These are all on the larger size stems. Then I know that it's dry enough, ready to be bagged. When it gets in the bag, I still have to burp it.
Yep.
Excuse you.
Right? Because there's still going to be a bit of moisture left in there.
Yeah, every time you close that bag, it's like you can see it on the side.
It's not just that you're allowing fresh air in. So
I
you're
usually
getting the
leave
old
the
air
top
out.
open anyways for just a little bit. I don't like crinkle it down and seal the bag. No, I leave it open. Like a
See,
lunch bag.
I use jars rather than bags, but
Well, you know what? If I had jars, I probably would. But I found
depending on how much you grow, it's expensive to get jars.
Also, they're very expensive.
I don't have the
I found
space for the
20
jars.
sandwich bags for like $4.99. So
Yeah. Oh, I know people use those big the totes.
That's what I've
like
been
the
using.
the big.
That's where my
as long as they seal tight.
Yep.
Yes.
But those are also really good for rehydrating. So if you over dry your weed, just take a piece of paper towel, fold it up, tape it to the lid of the container, add a few drops of distilled water.
Or sterile.
That's sterile water anyways. But distilled water, I mean, it's cheap. You can get it for like $1 a gallon at the grocery store.
So why would you not use tap water?
Because the chlorine and the flavors and everything are going to go into your pot.
Thank you.
So,
I just wanted our listeners to hear that.
Yeah, some people would say put an orange peel or a lemon peel or something like that. That's great for brown sugar, but not really great for
mold.
cannabis because that's a mold.
I used to put an orange rind or an apple rind in my bag when I got it really dry. Instant mold. Instant.
Yep.
Yep. We used to we thought it would add flavor.
Yeah,
we didn't know any better.
Well, it'll add flavor, but sometimes it could be an adverse flavor. You'd have to be really,
who likes orange and lemon rind? It's gross.
Well, no.
The rind.
You don't like marmalade?
Ew.
Marmalade uses orange and lemon rind. I like marmalade.
Yuck! What are you? What marmalade? No. What's that like? Yellow stuff?
Yeah, yellow jam.
I always call it shitty jam.
Shitty
Ew,
Lennie,
that's disgusting.
It was when I was a kid. Now I actually like it.
Yeah, but you like
really
sauerkraut, so.
But it's really good if you baste your chicken in it when you cook it.
You had to say that word, didn't you, MJ?
3,
sauerkraut.
2, 1.
It's good.
I'm sorry, but that kills me every time.
It's still funny. It's still funny.
Anytime I hear that word, I have to play it.
We'll do that every couple of weeks. We'll just say sauerkraut.
No, I'm with you, MJ. I when I was a kid, I was made to eat a big plate full of that stuff, and I sat there for hours.
He is somebody that should eat it.
Yeah, no, I'll eat probiotics. Lennie will look after me with probiotics.
Yeah, well, good sauerkraut's cheaper.
And I couldn't even imagine what that would do if it hit my stomach.
Like an Oktoberfest sausage with some good mustard.
Oh, that's gross.
No, it's good. Not wine sauerkraut, because wine sauerkraut's gross.
That's what she had. That's what she was
using. Is that what I had?
Yeah. I don't even eat
Either
wine
way, it was
sauerkraut.
disgusting. It
Yeah.
was disgusting. Well, my journey of trying new things has continued. I just
Wine
haven't been posting
sauerkraut
about
is
it.
good warm though. If you heat it up, it's good.
Ew, heated. It was disgusting cold.
What about
I
crickets?
would
Are
not
you
want
into
to try
eating
it heated.
crickets? Have
No,
you eaten
I
crickets
seen.
yet?
No. I
Everybody's going
stayed.
to be
Okay,
soon.
so I started deviating from the eating new things and watching new things because all I was doing was sitting at home and watching TV and eating a bunch of shit.
Oh,
Yeah,
well,
so I just started
you should at
doing
least
more
try
things.
cricket.
I'm just
Uh,
You
got
can get them.
a.
You can get them at most health food stores now.
I just
I
got
know
a
there's
phone
a
warning.
candy store here. I could probably get. I think they were like ranch flavored or something.
A
Well,
Dill
yeah, you
pickle
can
national
get them
candy
maybe.
store.
flavored. You can get unflavored. You can get cricket powder, which is pretty much a
Like a
protein powder.
protein powder. No,
Yeah.
no. Thank you, but no.
Why?
I don't care what Gates says. I'm not eating crickets.
You will eventually.
It's bad
And the
enough I
old
eat
and the,
cows that are fed chicken shit as feed.
who feeds cows chicken shit?
The entire commercial farming industry.
Yeah, I don't buy from a commercial farming industry, so
Well, I buy at a grocery store. So
I buy from a small butcher shop that gets it right from the farmer.
yeah, I need to start doing that. My aunt even owns a farm. I don't know what I'm doing. It's gross. And to
Then he,
hear that
then
the
he goes.
FDA allows that,
Then he probably goes and buys half a cow from a farm.
I try to, yeah.
Yeah.
We have a
that's
butcher in
smart.
the grocery store here. It's fucking awesome.
I wish I had a big enough freezer. I would buy half a pig or
So what's
Grow
the
your own
weather
pig.
like down there?
Grow your
Over
own
there.
pig. You get a suckling pig in the spring,
and
and
just
you
grow it in the house.
raise him up in the backyard. He'll eat literally everything that you throw out
What's
there,
hilarious is I
including
have a pen back there. I could just stick it already.
yeah. And I mean, you can throw him in there, and then come the fall, you slit his throat and hang him up and gut him and pig out.
Come on, Porky, we're
Literally,
going for a
shit.
drive and
turn him
take
into
Porky to my
bacon.
aunt's house.
And this isn't
Yeah.
a potbelly pig either, MJ.
No, don't get pot-bellied pigs. There's not enough meat on them, and they're heavy little bastards. But the meat's not
Heavy
as
little
good as a big
bastard.
pig.
There's no way my children are gonna let me eat our pet.
Don't let it be a pet.
Yeah, okay. Mm-hmm.
Don't even
We gotta
name it.
feed this animal. We gotta
If you
feed
want
this
to
animal in the backyard every day and take care of it.
Call
But
it
guess
pork.
what? At the end of the
You can
year,
call
we're
him.
just gonna
call him Kevin Bacon.
No,
call him
you can
pork
call them
belly.
pork and bacon. This is where pork and bacon come from, and then you can
Yeah.
show them the whole
Oh
process.
man.
The whole process.
I just look at it and look at you. Yeah, you're named Christmas dinner.
Wow.
Because real bacon from a pig tastes totally different than what you get in the grocery store.
But
Yeah, I've never
for
liked that
somebody,
kind of meat.
but for somebody that wants to live off grid type thing and be somewhat self-sustainable, pig is a perfect animal to use.
Hey, Lan,
Yeah.
are you happy that you gave up the hockey game for this crap?
Yeah, it was the last place team.
Awesome.
That was the last place.
Yeah,
team.
Toronto's not doing too bad, are they?
Churros solid.
Last place team, eh?
With Yarmouth.
So sure.
Is it so sure? I don't know.
Yeah.
What they're somewhere tied. Then you got Edmundston up there. Edmundston, yeah. Hey, let's go to this cannabis thing that I was reading.
Yeah, you're done reading now?
Yeah, this was an article that came over from the Growth Op the other day. And it said cannabis is no better than a placebo for treating pain. New research. But what there is there's no new research.
No.
Okay? It basically said that they used an algorithm and went through all of the studies that have been done around the world on medical cannabis and pain. But they also included the impact that media has on swaying people's opinion. So when you get down to this final thing, it's basically saying that we cannot say 100% certainty that media coverage is responsible for the high placebo response observed in our review. But given placebos were shown to be just as good as cannabis for managing pain, our results show just how important it is to think about the placebo effect and how it can be influenced by external factors such as media coverage.
Okay, now just remind people that's Post Media talking.
Yeah.
Which is one of the
No.
largest media companies in Canada.
Right.
They own several newspapers. And this is one of their online things that focuses on cannabis.
Yeah. So the headline is misleading because what they're basically saying through the whole thing is they've taken the info from all of these studies, especially ones that had placebos, and what they're not convinced is that they weren't all double blind, so that the placebo effect, they're saying, is just as big a factor of actual cannabis. Some in double blind trials like ours that we did, there was a definite observation of which ones right away had medicine and which ones had placebo, right? But because not all of those treatments were done or tests were done that way, they didn't get the same types of responses. So right away they say that it must be a placebo effect. The whole thing is bogus, but the problem is it's being put out at a time that another article from MJ Biz comes out and says, does cannabis shrinking medical cannabis market offer lessons for other nations? And it's totally based on cannabis spending. And what they're saying is that medical cannabis sales flatlined and have stayed the same. So bringing in Q2 of 2022, they brought in $109 million on the medical program, while the non-medical came in at $1.25 billion. So why would the medical sales flatten out and stay the same from 2016?
Multiple reasons.
Pardon?
Multiple reasons.
There's quite a few. One is not a whole lot of doctors now are doing medical cannabis when they can just tell their patients just go to the dispensary and get what you need.
That's one.
All right. The taxes have driven a lot of patients back to the gray markets.
I know one, the biggest one, why a lot of people I heard switch to rec market instead of medicals because product availability. It went from the same cannabis that they were purchasing on the medical market through the same LP for years. All of a sudden, it wasn't available, but it was available on the OCS website because the OCS went and bought it all out. Yeah. So lack of availability.
There's a reason why it flatlined. Because and look out how many LPs have disbanded or gotten rid of their medical cannabis programs because they'd rather go after the big bucks on the recreational market.
Yep.
That's actually not the reason they get rid of it.
Why?
Most medical cannabis consumers want a lot of variety. Most LPs just do not have variety.
That's always an issue too.
That's a legit issue.
Yeah, because the rec market is looking for high THC.
If you only grow 4 or 5 strains, like that's not a very big menu and so forth. So, but the other reason you're missing is how many Canadians actually don't even have a doctor. And then how long does it take you to get into that doctor? And fuck, I don't want to leave work to go to that doctor. I'm just going to the dispensary.
Yeah. Well,
Well, and you
shit.
have to have a doctor that's willing to even say, sure, yeah,
Yeah.
and know how to fill out the paperwork. I know a
That's
doctor that's like,
if you can
yeah.
get a doctor.
Well,
We've
my
got
family doctor is like, cannabis is great. I know you like, I'm happy it works for you, but he's like, I don't know how to prescribe it. I wouldn't even know where to begin.
Oh, it's easy. Here, I have a form. Fill this out.
Yeah. Yeah.
Put your stamp on it, and we're done.
Yeah.
The problem is finding a doctor.
A, it's for step A, get a doctor, and B, find a doc. Like, once you get one, what are the odds you actually have one that understands anything about cannabis or will do anything with it?
Yeah. It took me 6 years on a wait list when I first moved to Belleville to like put my name on the list. And I waited and waited and waited. 6 years. And I think the wait list is longer now.
Nova Scotia's little province of around 1 million people has more than 116,000 Nova Scotians on the province wait list for a family doctor.
There you go.
Over 10% of our population can't get a doctor.
That's why
That's
I kept my
crazy.
doctor in Toronto, and he has no problem with it.
And our hospitals, their staffs are basically overworked into the bone. And the reason being is they fired all the ones that were smart enough not to get a vaccine.
You know, my friend's daughter.
Yeah, but they say there's no
One of
beds.
the little ones poked her in the
Yeah,
eye.
they were all
Go to the
also
hospital,
before COVID.
and then they sent her all the way up to Thunder Bay, and then she had to come all the way back to the hospital again. It's like that's 5 hours in the car after being stabbed in the eye.
Yeah.
You know,
Mary Jane,
because nobody would see them.
Yes.
You had just said that thing about they say
Oh
there's
yeah,
no
they tell
beds.
people. Yeah, they tell people that there's no beds. The
Okay, do you know what
biggest
that
crock of
means?
shit. Oh, I know what it means, but the average person does not. It makes it sound like there are no beds available in the hospital, that every single bed is taken. That's what it sounds like to the average person.
No.
Right. But what it means is
they are a lot
they
of
don't have
times.
staff.
Sometimes
They
they're
don't
shut
have
down
the
because of
staff
staff.
to maintain those beds.
I know.
Because every
That's why it
doctor or every
frustrates me.
patient has to be taken care of.
Yep.
Right?
Well, it's like teachers in a school. You can only have so many students per class. You can only have so many patients per staff member. You know, like I get it, but it frustrates me that they just tell people, oh, it's due to lack of beds, but they don't explain to people that it's like what the reason is. Most people just, like I said, they think, oh, well, there's not enough beds. There's too many people in the beds. That's not the case.
I've been I worked in the hospital. I worked at Toronto East General many years ago. And I mean, they were so busy in Emerge back then that they were putting people in the hallways. When I took my mom to Branson Hospital in Toronto, she was in the hospital. She was in the hospital Emerge in the hallway for 4.5 hours, sitting there on a gurney.
Nothing's changed. Probably worse.
Yep,
I've been to the hospital twice in the last 3 months. Once when I had COVID, and the other time was when I dropped a bin on my foot. And it was so funny because when I went in, they asked me, have you been in contact with anybody with COVID? And I was like, yes. And they're like, have you taken a test? I said, yes. They said, was it positive? I said, yes. They said, okay. And then they still treated me like I was just a normal person.
Yes.
Like I was fine,
You were
right?
just
Like
a
that I was.
person.
I know, but not like when I went in to get my foot done, they ended up putting me in the other side, which was just like the less, because I guess my foot is not as like, because I was having trouble breathing.
Is what it was. Your foot stank. Is what it was. So they moved
It
in.
wasn't my foot stank. Maybe it's because I was wearing a onesie. I don't know.
You got toe fungus, MJ. That's what it was.
Triage
No.
is stroke or heart attack first.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They go in right away. Broken bones.
That's the side they. That's the side they put me in when I went for
4 or 5 hours
COVID.
comfortably with broken bone.
Yeah,
forced to do it
and
for
when it was
12,
in
14 hours, but it may
when
get
they
uncomfortable.
well, they did the X-ray, and she said to me, just so you know, whether it's broken, fractured, or nothing, she said the treatment is still the same. Like, we can't do anything for you other than give you painkillers. I was like, okay, I would just like to know, did I fracture or shatter anything in my foot?
Yeah.
Which
Nope.
I did
See,
not.
No, I mean, so it's a long ways from your heart, things like that.
Yeah, yeah.
One that they've seemed to be ignoring a lot is severe abdominal pain,
Okay.
which, I mean, when they do the triage, they take your blood pressure, they check your oxygen, check your temperature, check your overall health quickly. But for severe abdominal pain, it's something that should be looked at because there's so many things.
hmm
And we actually just had that happen here not too long ago, where a guy went to the hospital, severe abdominal pain. They checked him over and said, yeah, it was not, or no, they left him sitting in the waiting room all night. And the next day went home. It got worse. He went back and he was dead by 4 a.m.
Oh my God.
His entire lower intestine, his entire bowel was dead. So
How does that
it's
even happen and they miss it?
very likely it probably got a twist in it and got kinked off and then didn't get the blood supply and it dies. But it's little
Wow.
things like that I don't know, the triage nurses seem to ignore. Then the other thing they'll do is if you get a kid in there that's screaming, they'll try and get that one through fast. Only because it's
Oh, to get
disrupting
them out.
everybody else. Yep.
Yeah.
So it's a matter of priorities. It's just that I feel for them. They're overworked. I understand that they're overworked, but that's the fault of the government and the hospital. I guess, what is it? What's here?
Well, we're seeing some provinces actually allow those workers back.
Well, yeah, but they all should be allowed back, and they should be given wages.
Absolutely. Well, they should be given retroactive some sort of like I'm
Compensation.
sorry payment. Like
Yeah.
right now,
Sorry
the city of Toronto is allowing their employees back, the unvaccinated ones, as they should. But I don't know if I told you guys before, my dad went into retirement because he decided not to get the vaccination. But in doing so, he wasn't able to get all of his like benefits or something like that. And he was supposed to work for like another 3 years of like earnings.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I don't know what's going to happen now, if there's any sort of like appeal process that he can do, or
But
I mean, I don't see my dad going back to work. It's been 2 years now.
But did he voluntarily retire?
It was a coerced retirement.
Yeah, that might be a little different. It's a little harder to prove coercion.
Well,
But
I told him
understand.
he had enough vacation and sick days that he could have taken 2 years sick and vacation days, and then, you know, I don't know.
But for the
We'll
doctors
see.
and the nurses that got outed, a lot of them.
They should definitely
moved.
be back.
No, but a lot of them have moved and gone on to other jobs. Like
Can't say I blame them.
A lot went to the States and became nurses and doctors down in the States. Some probably went back to their own countries. But we got a shitty end of a deal in Nova Scotia for well, every province does. Every province has a doctor shortage. Every province has hospital closures. It's just wonderful. So let's look on the bright side.
Yeah, let's look at some new articles.
Biden.
A bright side.
Biden, if you can imagine, Biden, President Biden signed a medical marijuana research bill.
Yep. He actually signed it.
He signed a marijuana research bill into law, making history by enacting the first piece of standalone federal cannabis reform legislation in U.S. history. The bill cleared the House in April and the Senate last month, and a White House spokesman confirmed that the president intended to sign it. On Friday, he did just that.
Yep.
So
wait, what's it mean?
Today? Yeah, today.
Yep, today.
So what's the change?
Well, the president means he remains opposed to federal cannabis legalization. But
So
he
what did it change?
but he campaigned on a number of more modest marijuana reforms, including promoting research, decriminalization, and rescheduling cannabis under the Controlled Substances Act. That would be nice. He also issued a mass pardon for Americans who've committed federal cannabis possession cases in October and directed administrative review into cannabis scheduling. Yeah, there's way too many people in U.S. prisons for possession. So, yeah, he's allowing marijuana research.
Yeah,
research is foundational for the path forward on cannabis policy.
Not legalization, though. Research.
Just research.
Don't
the
get
medical marijuana and cannabidiol Research Expansion Act will make it easier to study the impacts and potential of cannabis. So he's going to allow.
Wait, when's the next election?
Yeah.
I feel like he's going to gear up to say, okay, we've done enough studying now. Let's make it legal. Just so that way people will be like, yeah, vote Biden, not Trump.
If he wants to guarantee his win, that's what he should do.
Yeah,
right?
but the pharmaceutical industry won't let him do it.
No, he just has to say he's going to do it.
Oh,
right?
Every politician. Hey, Justin Trudeau told us he was going to legalize marijuana.
Oh,
what did we get?
Even
we got
worse.
14 extra. We got 14 extra criminal offenses.
There you go.
He had Normal go around to all of the events and push the Liberal Party.
Oh yeah, of course he did.
Like
he wasn't stupid. He got elected, and he got to drive a whole bunch of new laws and regulations down everybody's throat, and everybody goes, "Oh, he's awesome because he legalized marijuana." No, he didn't. He bastardized marijuana.
Yeah, but only the people that actually know cannabis know that he bastardized it. There's a lot of people out there that still just think, hey, it's so great. I can go to the cannabis store once a week and grab my pack of pre-rolls and my drinks and my whatever. And I'm like, oh, there's so much work left to be done.
Yeah.
It's frustrating. I know that I'm going to be 85 standing on Parliament Hill with a fucking megaphone screaming about something or other, and I don't want it to be cannabis. Not when I'm 85.
Not still.
Have this shit right by then,
Nah, it won't happen.
They'll never make it right.
Bring on the asteroid.
Yeah, well, they may not make it right with cannabis, but they're going to make it right with mushrooms. Yeah.
Oh, I'm excited about that, but they're just going to put it into a lab form and a synthetic form, and then they're going to test all that and be like, oh, it's not working. Just like Marinol. Why is it not working? Because you're not giving us the whole friggin' thing. I want it all.
So, the French toast has another article out.
The French toast.
The French toast.
I got
it's the most trusted name in cannabis.
Yeah, and you don't need to add any syrup.
Who's the most trusted name in cannabis?
The Fresh Toast.
Toast.
Oh, fresh toast, not French.
Yeah, not
I thought
French
you said
toast.
French.
Okay.
Fresh
No,
toast.
sorry,
Okay.
fresh. Legal medical marijuana linked with less opioid use from cancer patients. How much do you think this is going to piss off the pharmaceutical industry?
Oh, they shouldn't
A
get
new
mad
study
about
by
that.
the AMA, but a new study by the AMA found medical marijuana curbed opioid use and provided an alternate route for cancer treatment. Booyah.
There you go. Strike 4.
They're going to be burnt toast very soon if they don't watch themselves.
So everybody's been freaking out about the survey that we did.
With the
yeah, because everybody keeps saying, everybody keeps saying that they're going to take away the medical cannabis program and things like that. Well,
there was one question that flat out basically made it seem like they're like, hey, do you think the medical system or the medical patients would be fine if they just got their cannabis from the rec store?
Right. And the obvious answer for everybody should be fuck no.
Right.
But that one question has raised so many concerns. I can tell you guaranteed that the government has already made up their mind what they're going to do.
I know what they made up their mind.
Yeah. They remember the consultations that we did with Health Canada back in 2010 that went over like a ton of bricks, and they basically come out and did the opposite of what we told them. And then we got a defeated medical cannabis program that was defeated before it even went to court. Right? If the medical cannabis program in Canada is implemented by the courts and with rulings of basically all of them, starting with Terry Parker, all the way through Allard to get us the injunction where we are now, Owen Smith with concentrates and edibles and things like that. Guaranteed that there'd be if they pull this stunt where they try and get rid of the medical cannabis program in Canada, the patients would be going back to court. But who's prepared for another fight?
Well, you know what?
Meanwhile, everybody's watching Marijane get all snuggled up.
You know what I'm going to do?
Sorry, I was talking and Al had me muted. I guess I was making too much noise upstairs.
Yeah, you were driving me nuts. So you know what I'm going to do, Marcel? Legally, every household in Canada has 4 plants, correct?
No.
Is it just Ontario?
No. Almost every province except Quebec still can't grow at home.
And Alberta,
so that's going
right?
through the courts now.
Here's my point.
It was Manitoba, but I think Manitoba was overturned, wasn't it?
So,
or they still have it?
I don't know.
I think they still had it.
Hear me out for a second. Okay.
Yeah.
So, we're going to say every household except for Quebec can grow 4 plants. That's per address, not per person. Just want to make that clear. So what I'm going to do?
Wait, Al. Do you know the rules?
I'm going to prove a point. Hold on one second.
Can I just? I have a question about what you're talking about. If there's more than one apartment on the same property,
it's by address, as far as I know.
One civic.
Okay, so if it's like apartment 201, that's a separate address than 202. Yes. Okay, sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can prove that, yes, a medical cannabis patient like myself with diabetes and bad pain shit from it and broken bones and blah, 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 if I can grow enough 4 plants to sustain myself. Now, I want to remind people that's 4 plants continuously, not just 4 plants, then you got to wait. And then 4 plants.
So not just outdoor in the summer.
No.
Indoor too?
No. You can grow 4 plants at a time.
Right. But when you're finished growing those 4 plants is when you start your next 4.
That's right.
So you're not continuously getting 4 plants. You're still only getting at most 3 grows a year, depending on what you're using for starting material.
But my point is most people can't afford $1,000 to set up a grow room.
And most people can't survive off of 4 plants outdoors.
Outdoor. I'm not. I'm talking about both. I'll do 4 plants inside, and 4
Okay, so
plants
4
outside.
plants.
It's still
But
not
you
enough.
can't have plants inside when they're growing outside.
I know that. I'm talking in the winter and the summer.
Okay, so you might be able to pull
No, I
off.
am licensed. I have 19
Right,
plants.
but you're licensed for 19 plants, and that's totally fine. But you're saying for somebody to sustain this off of 4
I
plants
want
for
to
a
try
year.
and see how much I can get in a year's time, only growing 4 plants
That's a good challenge.
at a time.
I still think you'll be buying weed though.
I already strung that already. Yeah, I've already.
If
got
you're
most
if you're
of
a
what I grew.
really good grower, 4 plants.
Now remember,
Let's
I've
put
got
you. Let's put you on a half decent
I got
strain. So
I
that
got 5.5 feet in the grow house.
Yeah.
And I've got about the same, maybe 6 feet in the grow room in the basement. That will be
right, but scrog them out and say you get half a pound per plant.
okay.
All right, that's 2 pounds for your grow. Your next grow, 2 pounds. So there's your indoor season. You got 8 pounds in your indoor season. Your outdoor season, let's say you got half decent plants. You grow your 4 plants outdoors.
Now I'm going to
get
start in April. Let's say
3
because
quarters.
I've
Yeah.
got the greenhouse.
But
I'm
when
gonna
you start in
really
April, don't forget you're only doing this with 4 plants.
Yes.
Right.
So that I'll be able to get another batch of plants out if I start in April or even earlier.
Yeah, but will you get two batches indoors?
I already know the solution for this. Nobody wants to hear it. I already told the government this.
Yeah.
The rule should be a household should have 8 to 10 plants. Pick your number. The other thing you got to consider is the average Canadian medical cannabis consumer is 2 grams a day, which is 712 grams a year. So most people can get away with it.
5.
But here's the other caveat. If people are getting 19 or 20 grams, 50 plants or 100 plants, they got to go on to the federal monthly CTLS and record where that product's going. What they're concerned about and why they're attacking medical cannabis is all these gray market barns where they get in the weed.
Yeah.
I'm just calling a spade a spade. That's the issue.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's understandable.
But that's how you solve it. 10 plants. That's going to give most households, the average household, need it. If you need a medical prescribed, you get prescribed by your doctor. The only difference is they can give those medical home growers a CTLS account like an LP or a micro.
Yeah.
And you input your data and your grams per month.
And then they can track where your weed is going.
And that way you shut down the ones that are fucking it for everybody else. That's the solution right there.
That's not a bad idea.
That's not a bad idea.
That's why I should be a politician.
Yeah.
Well, maybe one day. After you're done growing weed, Len.
Go replace
except I get short and just tell people to fuck off. It doesn't work.
Lenny's going to be the mayor.
No, I can't be. I know the right answers. I just don't have the patience for it, though. Yeah. But that solution right there pretty much addresses everybody's issue. And the other part that's going to happen for the people that don't want to grow, cannabis is going into pharmacies.
Well, it already has, really. If you want to be,
it'll just be a medical prescription. No more forms. No more crazy. There'll be a form for a home grower.
Going to make it possible for people on disability and other insurance policies to
only if the insurance starts to pay for it.
That doesn't guarantee they'll cover it out.
Yeah.
There's no guarantee on that one. But
Pennsylvania's doing it though. They're giving every senior $50 to put towards their medical cannabis.
Nice segue there.
$50 is how much I pay a month in papers.
Only took them 8 years to get into the Segway business.
You know what? It's better than a kick in the teeth. So
yeah, it's true.
You know what I mean? But that's actually not bad.
That's not bad.
Yeah, pay for my papers.
Pay your fee.
How much did you say? 50 or 15?
50.
50.
50.
You know, that's not bad for an older person who has never tried cannabis and is taking other things that could, you know what I mean? Like that. Oh man, even just to try a topical.
That could be a placebo effect according to that study.
So what if it is?
Exactly.
People take sugar pills all the time.
I don't know. We could tell pretty quick who had placebos and who didn't.
But that's
I'd like to
that
see
is the
them.
easiest solution though for people getting a grow at home license.
Yeah.
Just give them a CTLS account. Just gotta report the real basic: how many plants you're growing, how many grams you got. Oh, how much did you consume? Oh, you consumed 20,000 kgs or grams this month. I might come knock on your door and like, pardon?
Yeah, it was a good month.
Yeah. Or again, if you are delivering to a medical patient, who's the name? Like who got it?
I think one thing that they're going to go after and chop is the DG program. I think that they're going to take that away. Because
I don't know if
that's
they
one-
can, because that's right back from Hitzig.
Yeah, but you know what? That's
That's
part of the
sad if
issue.
they do.
That's part of the issue, though, because people are going out and getting enormous accounts, and they're not really medical, and then they're setting up these grows with DGs that are professional.
Well, no,
But that's the thing,
problem
though,
is
Al,
the
if
enormous,
they can track where it's going.
thing.
Can only hear one person at a time.
Sorry.
It's okay. Who wants to go
I was
first?
just saying it's the enormous size of the license.
Yes.
It's not having a designated grower necessarily.
Yes, you're right.
Right,
Correct.
but a patient that needs a high amount very likely hasn't got the ability to grow the
I would
amount
say
they need.
most high grammage patients, real or not, have a grower, because I know I couldn't grow that much. You know, so I would, if I had the means to do something like that, I would consider doing something like that using a DJ.
No, I think you have the
even
designated
grow.
grower. Have the designated grower program, but as I said, make them report. All right, who, how many grams you've sold or gifted to that person and who, and have to report it monthly. And if they see funky shit going on, they're going to come knocking. So
As
it'll
they
at least
should.
keep you which they should. So if it's ethical and legit, let it go.
Look,
Allow
I'm
farm
growing-
gate
I'm growing weed
sales
for me,
so anybody
me,
can sell
not
it
for
and
anybody
flood
else.
the market.
Right? And people who are doing that and capitalizing on it big time are wrong. If you're a medical patient, be a medical patient. If you're not, if you're a recreational, go get your fucking license and do it properly. You know, but it won't happen. But now all of my friends in the legacy market are going to be going, "Oh, Al." But anyway.
Well, no, but that is what the government is pissed off, is these massive designated grower licenses, and they know it's going. They know it's not going where it should go.
Mm-hmm.
Not all. I say not all. We know there's bad ones out there.
Well, you've heard stories about people.
They're getting
People get designated growers.
No, I'll give you an example. I require a designated grower. My license is for 146 plants. I can't grow 146 plants by myself.
There's my point right there.
So I get a designated grower. That designated grower supplies me with 900 grams per month every month. Whatever that grower gets above and beyond, I don't care. It has no issues to me.
That's
What
always been
happens
the way
with
that
overages?
program works. You know, you go in it, the grower grows you your allotment by script from the doctor, and they keep whatever's over.
But like Lennie was saying, what happens to that extra? Where does that go?
That's
That
none of my
goes to
business.
legacy
That's not
market.
my meds.
It's
That's
none
what
of your business, but it's the government's business. That's what they're
getting. That's what they're angry about. They're losing taxes.
So what I would rather see them do is allow the designated growers, but allow those designated growers to sell their overages.
Yes.
To the market or farm
even
gate
patients.
sales.
Even patients should be able to sell their overgrow to another patient.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think they should be able to gift it or sell it to the patient, and again, have an auditable trail. Like, okay, Marcel got 900 grams this month from this person.
You have to have a trail for every script that goes through your pharmacy. You have to have a trail.
100%.
Why shouldn't we? We're growing medicine. We should be treated as we're growing medicine.
Yeah, 100%.
Do you think they would ever
when
consider?
I said CTLS, when I'm at CTLS, that's what that would track.
Yeah. What was that?
Like if I was a designated grower, I would report, 10,000 grams went, and
They
that
don't
10,000
do that.
went
They've
to
never
this person,
done
this
that.
person, this person, this person.
Look, way back when, and Marcel will know this story. Okay,
Yeah.
I found a DG, and this is when I was doing the show with Amy. I found a DG, and we checked him out. Everything came back. He brought us some really good product to try, and we decided that 4 of us, one with cancer, was going to submit our paperwork so he could establish his grow.
I've heard this story so many times from so many different people.
My point exactly. He
Not
ended up
from you,
taking those
just-
papers and setting up his grow and then disappearing. We didn't get our meds. We didn't get our paperwork back. He got shunned, but we won't go into that.
See, that's a person that deserves to go to hell.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
an asshole.
trust me, I've ran into a few of them over the years.
Oh yeah, but that's just an asshole.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I've seen some.
Would you like to
serious
hear the
assholes.
audio from when we got him in the car, Amy and I? No, I'm just kidding. No, I mean,
No.
I have it, but we won't.
So I'm going to change the topic here and go back to what you guys were talking about with the overages and the designated growers. So this is a little off topic, but on topic. So I order from a website called Wish, and they started a thing where you could go and pick it up at a local store because too many people were robbing the packages from the doorsteps.
3 or 4 in Hamilton in the last week. Anyways, go ahead.
So what they did was it says, if you don't, I went to pick up a package today. It says, if I don't pick it up by December 9th, it's going to be sent back. I'm going to be charged a restocking fee. So anyways, I asked the guy at the store, do you guys actually like send back the packages? And he said, no, it costs more to send it back. And I'm like, okay, first of all, now I'm upset. I'm paying a restocking fee for something that he's not even sending back, and they're not restocking it. But then he tells me that they're to donate everything that's past its thing. And I was like, where do you donate it? He's like, anywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, my thought process is, what about
His
if there was a
back pocket?
program? Yeah, my friends, whatever.
They have a
Anyways.
great Christmas at your house.
But my thought was, would there ever be a system in the cannabis space where any of that overage, obviously the designated grower would get some sort of payment, but to still have medical patients be able to get this cannabis at like an extremely low cost, because it's medically grown cannabis. It's for patients anyways.
Lori used to tell us that she paid what was it, $3 a gram, or was it like 3 cents a gram or so? I can't remember.
What, her cost to grow it for herself?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. We had worked it out that she was around 3 cents per gram growing outdoors. Is what her cost was, not including labor. But when you're working in your own garden, you don't count that as labor. You count that as
and most medical people that I know, they're not going for the super plants. They're going for the high whatever they need out of it plant.
Right.
Yeah, it's the cannabinoids
growing,
and the terpenes.
Yeah.
But there's some patients that are growing hemp because they want CBD.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Whatever the cannabinoid is.
So it's what
Let's
they're
say
targeting.
Cannabinoid.
Cannabinoid. Chris Backer
Cannabinoid.
Cannabinoid.
I feel like that's a rapper name. Cannabinoid.
That's what Chris Backer calls cannabinoids. Is cannabinoids. He's done it right from the day I met him.
Oh, and it cracks me up.
I like cannabinoids.
Yeah, cannabinoid. Darcy.
Yo.
What's our grow segment tonight?
I have no fucking clue, Marcel.
You did know we were doing a show, didn't you, Darcy?
What's that?
You did know we were doing a show, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I just didn't plan as usual, Al. So I.
This is how we grow the weed.
Wait,
You're on, bitch.
You're on, yeah. No, right now I'm looking at the NSLC website, and they sell bath bombs now.
All right. Well, I got something I want to bring up.
Yeah.
We were talking last week in our chat there about autopots.
Autobots.
Yeah.
Oh yes.
I had questions because I have questions that need answers.
Well, then what are your questions?
That's usually when you ask a question when you need an answer.
That's right. Why can it's basically a gravity fed watering system, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So why can I not make one out of bins?
You can, but it's
you could, but you need a float valve on each pot.
I can teach you off. Sorry, Marcel. I'm just going to tell them real quick. Off the radio, me and Marcel can teach you how to make one because we were taught how to make one.
Well, I'm thinking I'd like it be more adventurous for me to do that.
Are you talking about deep
$700 to have a pot system that I could literally make out of bins?
Okay, when you say auto pot, do you mean the bucket of water with the air stone and the bubbler and the mesh pot with the pebbles?
No, this is what we were talking about.
Is that deep? That's deep water culture. Okay.
Yeah, we were talking about that too. I didn't know what the difference between the two were.
So I'll explain it because I can do it really quick.
Okay.
With deep water culture, you basically have a 5-gallon bucket with a mesh basket that fits on the top that would have lava stone or anything, any medium to hold a plant. The roots grow down through the rocks above the water, and you have water sitting in the bottom of the bucket that has an air stone, so it's creating a mist. And that's what actually feeds the plant. You can advance that by making a recirculating deep water culture. And what a recirculating system does is it drops water in at the top of the plant. It goes down through the roots.
Your chair's squeaking, Darcy.
Into the bucket, and then it is sent back to the tank. And it recirculates that water through the plant all the time.
So and the roots basically grow down deep enough so that they're kind of hanging there, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. And literally fill.
I back in the 70s, literally, my mom's good friend had a hydroponics store, and they had a big table in the background. They eventually got busted, but they were open for a few years, and they had a big table and it was like a giant fish tank with rocks in it, and everything was just kind of. So I saw it very early firsthand, and now it's interesting to see that that's the same process. That's basically what these pots are about, right?
Well, back in the 90s, I was selling those air pumps to hydroponic stores all over BC.
And they're not just fish pumps, right?
Well, yeah.
They are? Okay.
Yeah, basically. An aquarium pump is the best one to use, only because it's made for putting oxygen into water.
And that's exactly what you want.
Which is what you want, and you want it to recirculate, so it's recirculating the nutrients. Autopots are a soilless medium or soil, and it's literally a big pot full of dirt. But that pot fits into a tray. The tray has a float valve, much like you'd have in a toilet, so that when the water comes up to a certain level, it stops, and it holds until the plunger drops down a bit, or the float drops down a bit, and then it allows it to fill up with water again from one central reservoir.
Could you not just do that on a free feed though, like so that it just kind of drips down? Because I've seen the ones that just kind of drip down. You got a hose that goes around the top, and it just kind of drips in constantly.
You can do that, but then you've got to drain that water out of those plants.
What if you have?
If you put it over top of your floor drain?
Yeah, exactly.
So
you have a place where it goes.
If you can pipe from the bottom of that container to a drain, so that it will gravity feed to that drain. I'll show you an easy way to do it with 2 5-gallon buckets.
Well, I want 8, but okay.
No, but 2
No,
per.
4.
No, the advantage
Could
with
he
2
not use a
per.
big tote?
That's what I've got. I've got all the big totes that I brought.
No, because he wants to do 2 rooms.
Oh, okay.
What I'm doing is
No,
4 and 4, right? So
Right. So if you do 4 in 5-gallon buckets,
that's
right?
inside. Outside, I'm just doing 4.
Will you let me finish?
Yes.
If you do 4, take 8 buckets per room.
Yep.
1 bucket fits into the other bucket.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a space at the bottom.
Then there you have a little bit of a reservoir.
Right. You pump you put your drain from 4 of those buckets. The other bucket, you drill holes all through the bottom. Put down a fiber mat, anything.
So
Copper
your dirt
works really
doesn't
good.
fall out.
Exactly, but you also don't want your roots to go out either. Right? So basically it acts as a barrier, allows moisture up and nothing else to grow down through.
Okay.
Because the roots will travel, right? The advantage with this is as soon as you're done veg, you can pick that 5-gallon bucket up and take it into your other room and put it into another 5-gallon bucket that's already plumbed to drain it out.
That was my next idea. The easiest way to do that it would be to use extra buckets.
Right.
Yeah.
So you'd have 8 buckets that are attached to the floor from 2 different rooms.
Okay.
So then you can take your veg right into flower.
Yep.
So you'd always
you're not moving the buckets, you're just moving the plants.
Right. Well, the buckets that the plants are in.
Yeah.
Right.
The inside bucket.
Yeah. So you pick up those 4, you move them over to veg, you start your next 4 in new medium in the new buckets that have been placed into the original buckets that are pumped in.
That's right.
Then you need a water feed system. So if you're going to do a gravity fed, then you've got to have a float in a reservoir that's going to fill up that reservoir as you need it.
Mm-hmm.
When you're doing that type of watering, it's good to try and check your outflow EC. All right, so the water that's running off, see how much nutrients you're actually wasting.
Oh, okay. I get that.
Because that's not being recirculated. With the autopot, it's getting the nutrients all the time, right? But it's only going to uptake what it needs. There is no extra runoff.
So you put the nutrients in the
reservoir. But if you do that, then I'm going to suggest you use the Floramax system maintenance in that reservoir. Even if you're just using water, use that system maintenance. And that system maintenance will keep that clear, and it'll stop buildup of the float, because the little float that shuts the water off can get gummed up and shut your water off permanently. Then you're trying to blow crap through a line.
I will use it.
That's no good.
But you can always get it from Darcy. Darcy, send him some system maintenance.
There you go.
Yeah, I know a guy. That'd be easier for Jason to send it to him, because Jason's already in Ontario.
Well, tell Jason to send him some. But
yeah, you actually got to send him some of the whole line. Actually,
the stuff works really good, so it prevents any of the salt buildups that you get from nutrients.
And
so
I'm
autopots,
pretty
what
sure
I've
that
always
there's a lot of calcium in the water here. It's very hard water here.
Yeah, but for autopots, I've always used them just for water, and I top feed nutrients.
Well, wouldn't you get buildup in the hoses if you're always putting nutrients in it as well?
This is the idea of system maintenance.
Okay.
And system maintenance just goes in it. But even if you're just using water. So the first time I tried system maintenance was on the reservoir with just nothing but water. But there was a lot of old plaque and staining from past nutrient use. And the water was a bit cloudy. And as soon as I put this in, that water cleared up and all of that staining went away.
Oh, cool.
And the lines had been flushed through. Whereas before you'd have to unhook everything, shut the water off from the reservoir, unhook your line, blow through your lines to try and clear any clogs that might be in the line, and then put it all back together. So I'm a big fan of this system maintenance. It's amazing.
And it's all organic too, Al.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you want to be technical about it, I grew organic this year because I only used that. Yeah, I only used the chicken shit once.
Here you go. Yeah. We'll get you better this year.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, at some point this winter, I hope to start. Right? I'm not rushing into it. I want to do it right, and I want to be frugal about it. And I think I really, it's time.
Are you on a well?
No,
or
I have.
You have town water.
I have town water. Yeah.
Is it metered?
I pay monthly, fucking $80 a month.
So it's
months.
metered.
It's like $203 every 3 months or 4 months.
So it's metered. So do
no,
you want
it's
to
not.
increase?
It's not metered though. No, it's flat rate.
Is it?
Yep. And it's paid separately because I just paid it. That's how I know.
Right, but make sure that it's flat rate and not by usage.
It's not by usage at all. This is what you get. There's no.
Ours is by usage.
Right,
so the last thing I want is to have water constantly dripping through 8 lines. Going
and I've thought about that, Marcel. Unlike the hydro, the water, I'm paying for it anyways. I'm going to fucking use it.
Oh, it's up to you. I mean, do the 5-gallon bucket system. It's an easy system to do. A lot less plumbing than trying to make your own auto pots, because if you're making your own auto pots, you've got to make a float.
Well, we're gonna do it together. So when I get everything together, and we're gonna turn the camera on in there and build stuff.
Good. Go to Canadian Tire and get 16 buckets.
I have 2 already. Who's clicking, Darcy?
Why is it always me?
Because it usually is.
That's what we want to know.
But it actually isn't for one.
Yes, sir.
Go to Canadian Tire and get 16 buckets.
They're cheaper at Home Depot.
Okay, go to Home Depot and get 16 buckets.
Okay.
You got a Home Depot up there?
No, I don't. No, 3 hours away. There's a Canadian Tire I can go to.
Fuck, Truro doesn't even have Home Depot.
We have
but they're getting a Pizza Hut though.
There's the Home Depot in Thunder Bay, I believe. Click.
My wife loves Pizza Hut.
You don't need the lids.
Okay, so that's
Just
$2 off.
Yeah, saves you $2.
I will price them. I can order them.
Sure. I just saved you like $32 right off the top.
If
you're going to order them online, order black ones.
Well, I'll order them off Amazon. I'll get them bulk.
Yeah, but you need 16 of them.
Okay,
and then you need plumbing. So
Dean, because he's on a respirator, has hundreds and hundreds of tube. We were laughing about that the other day.
You're going to want it
hundreds of feet of tubing.
Of what size tubing?
It's the clear stuff that he has his air hose.
You want to prefer to have it dark, Al?
Calm down.
Okay.
Because if not, it's going to grow algae.
It's not. Stuff's not too expensive, and it's easy to get. So
yeah, but black tubing, bulkhead fittings.
Okay.
All right, and bulkhead fittings that'll go through the side of a bucket.
Yeah.
You got to drill a hole at the bottom of the bucket to put the bulkhead fitting in.
Yep.
And all the bulkhead means is one side's attached to the inside of the bucket.
And they will have literally have everything that Canadian Tire, wouldn't they?
Very likely.
Or but Home Depot for sure.
Yeah, Home Depot should have it. Yeah.
What about a Home Hardware?
Yeah.
We have one in town here. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah.
You don't have a hydroponic store up that way? I'm surprised.
No.
And then, so have you got a floor drain?
There will be one, yes, because the room is built on a platform, because at the time the room was built, it was a wet basement, but that's been fixed. There's no more water issues, but it's basically on stilts. It's about a foot off the ground. So I can cut a hole in the center after I wrap it with the panda, and then put a drain in it, and then I'm going to run a hose right into the drain, like the floor
No,
drain.
you're going to run 8 hoses into the drain.
Well, I was thinking of running the individual hoses into a bucket, and then from there it'll go into the drain, just like a reservoir from the output, just so
So
it doesn't overflow.
Okay,
Couldn't you
do
put
that
like
with
2
with
into a
small
Y
valve.
and then like
Yeah, or something. Like there's
splitters?
all kinds. I can see the pieces in my head that I'm gonna try and get right. So,
All right.
like there's you can get like a bar with a lot of nipples on it. You know what I mean?
Okay,
Like,
so that's your supply, or that's your exit. Because
we
you
also
always want to
have a
work from
3D
the
printer
bottom
that we
up.
can utilize for making things. I just want to say.
Well, probably take you longer
Can you
to.
I know.
3D print me?
I don't know. We're gonna go and take a CADS course. One of the home learning places. They have one here in town for the kids, and they have classes. And one of the classes is, I think, what did Dean say? It's 3D learning how to 3D use your 3D printer. So they teach you how to use CAD and everything.
That's cool. I want to create a mini me.
I want a 3D laser. That's what I want. A laser cut. Right.
All right, Al. Now we got to talk about how to supply feed to all of these plants.
Individually or in the one bucket?
Well, you're gonna do each plant's gonna have to get feed and water.
We're gonna have to go over this and over this and over this, but that's okay.
Oh, I know.
But
that's
This is
okay.
the grow segment.
That's right.
Your options are put your reservoir up higher than your plants and
I have a
gravity
table
feed.
for it already. I already have a table that's up higher. It's about the 3 foot mark.
The other option would be to use a small pump.
Well, I thought about I could incorporate a fish something, a blower fish thing.
Well, no, you want enough. It's got to be enough volume to go to all of the
Push
plants.
it. Oh, okay.
You want a
go to 4
submersible pump,
plants.
Al?
Just a little pond pump. Would that work? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then you got to hook a line on that'll supply all 4 plants with water.
With enough water.
Okay. Well,
Then
you know what?
you've got to have a small valve.
We're going to have to
on
do
the
some
end of the
drawings
hose
and shit.
at each plant to regulate the outflow. Because you don't want to overfeed and you don't want to underfeed.
Or I could just buy a 4 set of pots.
Or
and mimic it.
Or you could use autopots.
That's $600 worth of crap when I can do it in 2 for 2.
Actually, you can buy all.
You're doing it for 2, but you're also I don't know if you can get away with 2 because you need all of those valves and fittings.
True.
Each plant needs its own valve and fitting. You can get them online. Irrigation.
You can get everything online.
Right, but irrigation kits. But don't go and grab a cheap one because I'll tell you what, those little suckers clog quick.
Mm-hmm.
And once they clog, then you've got a plant that's not getting anything.
Okay, so we've got aquaponics, we've got hydroponics, and
we didn't talk about aquaponics.
So aquaponics
is totally different.
And that's actually if I have a free flowing water source,
that's not aquaponics.
Okay.
Aquaponics is fish.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And you're using the nutrients from the fish.
Hydroponics is the one. Yes.
Hydroponics is water and air stones. Deep water culture is hydroponics.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought hydroponics was anything that was just like indoors with like hydro.
No.
Hydro
and hydroponics is the water, not hydro. It's water.
Yeah. Huh. Well, I will tell you, Al, I grew in soil or near soil mix, the pro mix, right?
Yeah.
And you're saying, oh, it's going to be this much money for all the valves and the buckets and whatever. But I tell you, at $50 a fucking bale of dirt, and you got to buy more dirt and buying more dirt. And it's like my garden outside is great. It's got lots of dirt now, but like it's just as
You're
much.
not
I'd say.
growing at home anymore because it's cheaper for you to buy.
I fucking unplugged everything. I'm like, it's too bad you weren't
And
closer. I'd give you a
a
good
lot
deal on
a lot of
everything.
people are doing that. A lot of people are doing that. Yep. Like
Like I
okay,
got
it
2
cost me.
tents and lights and
I had a dehumidifier running downstairs. I had a fan blowing on the plants in the greenhouse. It cost me $350 for hydro last month.
yeah, that's exactly what it's come down
But
to.
I will say that I only have one utility, and that's hydro. So, because I have a high efficiency hydro furnace, right? So, yeah, we'll see.
I'm going back through pictures to give you an example of deep water culture.
Okay, well, you can put them up here.
Yeah, that's the plan, but I got to
It's called
find it
present
first.
now. It's not called share.
Well,
Present.
before you put it up, you should show how adorable my kitty cat is.
Well, we've been watching you play with your pussy for the last half an hour, so
Well, she jumped on me.
I know. We saw.
She just wanted
She is
some
a
love.
cutie. Steven's like, I walk in the room now, and Steven's like, "Meow, come here! I want to be scrubbed under the neck." Always like, and he goes fucking crazy when you rub him right here in his nose. He's just like,
Yeah, my cat started this new thing where she drools when you scratch her, like you're saying in that one spot with Steven.
Yeah.
She drools.
No, he doesn't drool. He started biting me.
Oh yeah, no, they do that.
I know,
That's a
I know,
love
and
thing.
I know it's just a love thing, but he licks.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
animals
neighbor's
or
dog
cats
here
are
outside.
weird.
Can you hear them?
No.
Rose is going to start.
I was gonna crack a joke and say all I hear is Darcy's chair, but he's got it on mute.
You got
you can still hear it.
Yeah.
It's okay, Sarcy.
You might hear it. Does it say that tonight? No, it don't. It made me look for a second, MJ, because I thought I put it in there.
Cersei figured out how to spell his name now.
Mm-hmm. I did.
I forget what year that was.
I don't know.
Oh, I think I'm getting close. There we go.
So you know you had a good night when you're watching a movie with the mute on after eating edibles and you think you're deaf.
Hey! Speaking about watching shit, did anybody watch Wednesday? Anybody?
No.
Yes.
No.
Did you like it?
Yes.
I loved it, and they've already signed for 2 more fucking seasons.
Nice.
Yeah, it was really well done, and
It broke records. It had the most watched hours on Netflix in history or some shit like that.
I was tickled pink the minute I saw Uncle Fester. and I can't remember his name, but I mean he's been in a lot of shit. He played Gomez, but it's the chubby Gomez, not the suave.
It's Gomez from the
cartoons.
From the original cartoon.
Yeah, from the cartoon.
Yeah, Luis Guzman, I love his acting.
Oh yeah, he played Hawk in the remake of Spencer for Hire, and I love that character, right? And he pulled it off because that was James Avery that did it with Robert.
Yeah.
What's his face? Robert.
All right, let me go in and change my picture.
What was his name? No, Robert.
Yeah, it's not Spencer for Hire. That's
nice. That was a good show. I like that show. You know the other old show that I liked. You ever watched Wise Guy? with Jonathan Banks and Kenneth something. No, before your time.
No.
Long before mine, pretty sure.
You remember that one, Marcel? Wise guy.
What's that?
Robert.
Remember Wise
Robert,
guy?
you're
Eric. Eric.
Make,
Yeah.
No, there's
make
no
me
L.
big, Al.
I am
Make
looking.
me big.
All right. You know you can do that, right?
Yeah, I know. But that's a deep water culture.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
it's
That's
literally that little white tube on your right is
fills
running
it
an
with
air
water
stone.
and it just suspends
No,
itself. Oh.
no, that's an air stone.
Oh.
So
Okay.
it's creating the bubbles down there to make that water all foamy.
To make
Oh.
oxygen.
But it just
Right?
suspends itself in the water.
Yeah, because it's sitting in a basket.
Okay.
It's just the way the picture's cropped. Let me see if I can change that.
But what I'm getting at is only the
The
roots.
basket is above.
Correct?
Yeah.
Only the roots? Yeah. Okay.
Hang on.
Spencer for Hire was only 3 seasons.
Was it?
And here some of the actors have always obviously had a guest appearance or an episode.
Okay.
Ed O'Neill.
Yep.
Samuel L. Jackson. Who else was on there? That was kind of Giancarlo Esposito.
Who the hell is that?
He's a Breaking Bad guy.
Oh, okay.
Right, Alfred Gustavo. Mark Maron.
Yes. Okay.
Eric Roberts. Joe Montana.
Yeah.
Ernie Hudson. Ghostbuster.
Wow.
I thought that was fairly impressive.
It's an impressive list.
Well, yeah. I recently sat down and started watching.
Yeah, I won't do it.
$100 Man from the pilot.
So your bucket is above that.
And then all it is basically it's a pot with holes in the bottom for the roots to come out.
Oh my God, I have one of those.
Yeah.
I might even be able to grab it. Let me move my kidney. Sorry, kidney.
Some of them will look like a basket. There's literally holes around the sides and the bottom.
I do. I have one of those. Here. I bought it for doing art. Wait. Can you show me?
That's perfect. That's exactly what it is.
Well, and that's what I was going to say. Could I not
But
make...
this is a small
I can
one.
buy those, right? I can get a bigger one that will fit into a 5-gallon pot, no?
Yeah.
That's doing hydroponics. And so deep water culture.
Okay.
Yeah.
So which is better?
That's up to you to decide.
Well, which is cheaper?
That's up to you to decide. They both have their pros and they both have their cons.
My basic understanding is deep water culture is cheaper, more weight, huge plants, but easy to fuck up. Am I wrong?
You're pretty
much
bang
right.
on.
It's a lot less labor because
Very less labor.
You're not getting rid of soil and stuff like that.
No, you're just dumping water at once a week.
Yeah.
Doing
Very small margin for error.
If you plumb your buckets so that you can drain them once a week.
Oh, sorry.
Like, geez.
I was trying to unmute you, and then you unmuted it, and then I remuted you.
Okay, so here's a bucket.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then
We know what buckets look like. That's the lid. Yeah.
see the holes?
With the basket.
But it's smaller.
On that lid, there should be a hole.
No, I didn't drill it yet.
Okay, drill a hole.
But yes, there would be a hole.
That's
where you have to put your
airstone.
Yeah. I thought you could put it in here.
My phone
I
keeps
can buy all that shit that she's got right there. I can buy that. That's exactly what I was thinking of getting.
Well,
Bucket,
that's great.
20 liters.
If you want to do deep water culture, then we just re-talk everything.
You just talked about all the wrong shit.
We can start all over. If you want to do deep water
it's
culture,
gonna
we
be-
can do that.
it's going to be whatever I can get. So I have to look and see what's available.
You have the internet, man. You can get whatever the fuck you
I know,
want.
and that'll be my adventure for this week. I'm still waiting for my electronic kitty litter box that I got for the cat. It ended up by you guys in Newfoundland.
That's a good.
Well, I just want to say something really quick here. Did you know
Okay.
you can hatch your own spider terrarium that come with the spiders?
Why would you want to do that?
If you really like spiders.
Who
Yeah.
likes spiders?
Darcy shops for weird shit, you know.
Yeah, it really comes with spiders, and each terrarium comes with a rare spider.
Oh, really?
A rare one.
Unless they're radioactive, Darcy, who gives a shit?
Like that ant farm that fell off
but
my desk.
a rare
What do you
spider.
do when that happens with the spider?
I don't know. When I used to manage part of a pet store years ago, and I got a call from this guy, and he's freaking out because his tarantula escaped. And he said, "Do you have any idea where I might look?" And I said, "Behind the fridge, behind the stove. It's going to be looking for someplace warm because it was coming on to wintertime." I said, it's going to be somewhere holed up, trying to keep warm. He said, I'm not too concerned. He said, if it comes out. He said, for me, he said, but we have my mother-in-law living with us. And I said, yeah, if you're really concerned, you might want to just call pest control and have them fumigate your house. But he lost his pet tarantula. And they wouldn't hurt it. It would just wake up in the middle of the night with a big hairy spider sitting on your chest would probably give you a heart attack.
You've really upset me now.
Why?
No, thank you.
I don't do spiders. What'd you say?
No.
Oh, God, here he goes. Is that what you said?
You're afraid of spiders?
No, I'm just kidding. I don't like spiders, no. There's
What about
some pretty
snakes?
fucking big-ass fucking spiders up here.
What about snakes?
Not crazy about them, but if a gardener went by me, it wouldn't bother me.
A garden snake? Yeah, those things are like
Hey.
shoelaces.
Was it? No, yesterday, I believe. Or it might have been this morning, actually. I was watching two birds, and they were obviously fighting with each other. And then I looked. One was a raven, and one was an eagle. And that was a little battle I watched. I don't know if he got him, but it looked like he wanted him, that's for sure.
Lenny, you afraid of snakes and spiders?
Yep.
You're like afraid of snakes?
Yeah, kind of.
All right. Ready for this?
What's that?
There is nobody born with a natural fear of snakes.
Really?
Snake fear is taught.
Okay.
I don't know about that. Animals are instinctively fearful of behavior that they don't understand.
Not humans. Human babies are curious. So a human baby will play with a snake because it doesn't know what it is. But through learning, they can develop a fear of snakes. Look at the way the Bible's portrayed them. So a lot of it gets passed down through religion. And people aren't born with a natural fear of snakes.
Well, I guess a lot can be argued about heights and, fear of intimacy.
Heights are different because heights, almost everybody will have a somewhat of a fear of heights at around 33 feet, which is basically one atmosphere. Most people's legs will get wobbly.
Mine are like 3 rungs of a ladder.
Except Iroquois Indians. And Iroquois Indians, for some reason, don't have a natural fear of heights.
Wow.
That's why they were used so much extensively on the high-rise buildings in New York and stuff.
No, I just thought
Maybe that's why I'm not afraid. I got that blood.
Fear is weird because it can debilitate you, but it can also motivate you.
Well, they say the best rewards in life are actually just on the other side of the greatest fear.
Yeah.
You just have to like push past that fear to get to that moment.
Yeah.
Like skydiving or, you know.
I have a fear of stairs. Seriously.
I took a jump course, and the course was 3 weeks long. And the course commander come out ahead of time to give everybody the little welcome lecture. And the welcome lecture kind of went like this. You're here for 3 weeks. First week, we're going to separate the men from the boys. Second week, we're going to separate the men from the idiots. And the third week, we're going to let the idiots jump.
I saw that movie. No, I'm kidding.
So this is what this guy said to us. And this was
That's
back
crazy.
in the 80s. And
That's when they were able to yell at you guys.
oh man, did they ever. That was a heartbreaking course, man. Physically, mentally exhausting.
Come on, you maggot! Let's go! Let's go!
And they were right. You had to be an idiot to get to the end to jump out of the plane. Only because of what you had to go through to get to that point.
You know, I probably will never be able to do it because of my health, but something I would like to do before I die is jump out of a perfectly good airplane. Seriously.
I'll tell you what. It's an exhilarating feeling, and the easiest one is the first one.
Yeah, no doubt. And there'll probably be only one. But
Because the first one, when you jump out of the plane, you're so excited and the adrenaline's pumped up. You just can't wait. And you jump. And you see how awesome it is. And then you land. And it's a 50-50 chance whether you say, I want to do that again, or I'm never doing it again. Because when you land and you get ready to go the second time, you start thinking of all the things that can go wrong.
yes, well, I'll be like that before then. But
Well,
I probably
that's why I'm so smart. I already thought about all the things that can go wrong right away.
What about going to the iFly instead?
You know, David and I were going
They
to.
didn't have that back in the 80s when I was in the dread.
They don't have any of these those upstairs. We went by it all the time, going back and forth from my apartment.
Yeah, and like Whippy, I think it is.
Yep.
There's one in Whippy.
That'd be fun.
Just outside Oshawa. Yep.
Yeah, you actually get more flight time if you do that because obviously they can extend how high the sky is, right?
That's expensive too.
Yeah, they're having crazy deals on right now, and ones where they actually put VR on you at the same time or some shit. I was like, that'd be trippy.
Neato.
I wouldn't know which way was up.
We don't have anything like that up here anymore, so I don't.
Actually, I just saw somebody was selling their Oculus.
Those things are cool.
Did you
too bad
how do you like yours, Len? You've had it for a while now. Do you actually use it?
I haven't been using it much, but I still think it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, we love ours. We use it weekly.
Does it cause
for
vertigo
all sorts
for you?
of things?
Those roller coaster thingies, yeah, you can find a little bit of weirdness to it.
Yeah.
Depending on the game, but a lot of times before you even buy the game, it says, like my son, he insisted he wanted this game, and I was like, dude, you know the rule. We buy the game, you play it for less than 2 hours, because if you don't like it, we'll ask for the refund. And he immediately was like, I can't play this. I feel like it was too disorienting.
I have not tried anything 3D like that. I have not tried it. I do not want to try it. I just want a big TV on my motherfucking wall. That's it.
Well, you would like the Oculus because, and I'll just say this, you could watch Netflix. Well, no, you could see the room with the thing on your face so that you can see through the thing. Yeah. It's like you do a double tap on the side and you can see the room. And then there's this other thing where you can put the Netflix or whatever in front of your face wherever you want, however big you want, and you literally could just lay in bed on your back and just watch whatever.
Have they come down in price?
Can you see my chandelier?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
See that broken piece?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's because of the Oculus.
Oh. You got it. Did you?
You made your median. You made your median too big. Your guardian.
No, I went to Walking Dead, the Saints and Sinners. I went to stab somebody with a knife, and.
But that's what I mean.
My fist went through it.
If your guardian was smaller, then
No,
you wouldn't have
it
been able
was
to reach your.
the height. Yeah.
Mm.
I should have been
I
sitting
tell my
down.
kids, the same thing all the time. I'm like, you're too close. Make it
Darcy's
smaller.
ribs
Make
must
it
have
smaller.
broken up. He disappeared.
Yeah, but no, I reached up to stab
bone
down
like-
on a put a screwdriver through a zombie's head, and my fist went through the chandelier.
I've knocked a few things with my Wii, playing tennis and stuff like that, and I've knocked
Yeah.
a golf club into the fucking screen. It didn't break it, thank fucking God.
So Al, do you know how
I've
much
hit
it
the cat-
costs to
I've hit-
replace?
I've hit the cat with the fucking tennis racket.
We should do the 420 radio show on the Oculus in the metaverse.
That would be cool.
On CBG TV.
That's your next.
We'd all have
mission,
to, yeah,
Al.
we'd all have to get one. How
You
much
do
are
it. I think $500. I think.
Okay,
or
so Oculus
Gosh.
just came out with a new version. So the Oculus Quest 2 has come down in price.
To what?
I'm not sure. But
400.
everybody, if
50.
you go on Kijiji or Facebook Marketplace, people are selling them right now, trying to get rid of them. I think I seen one like $300.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, but
So-
the remotes. So if you whack one of those controllers,
You
those
have
things
one?
are 150. Yeah, we have one here. It's $150
you
to
have
replace
one?
each one.
Darcy,
I'll take your
does
word
Darcy
for it.
have one?
No,
no, I don't think
Do you
so.
have one, Marcel?
no, fuck no.
Yeah, I don't either.
Froze? Huh?
Look, reality as it is way more fucked up than any video game. So I just sit back, watch this.
Yeah.
This is all the entertainment I need. Other than, remember we were talking before about Plex?
You know
And
what?
all
I
of the
just
channels?
saw a commercial for another one as well.
Pluto.
Thank you.
Yeah, Pluto. And it's got a lot of the same channels that Plex does, but it's got a lot of different ones.
Are you seeing that stupid fucking get cracking fucking commercials? Your weird commercials? There's a whole fucking set of them. They're fucking weird.
No.
Weird.
Get cracking?
Get cracking. Egg commercials.
The egg commercials?
Yeah.
Well, I've seen lots
I
of
like
those.
the one that's like, you're weird. It's like, you're weird.
That's
for
the whole,
breakfast.
every commercial is the same script.
There, we lost
But
Lennie.
now they've got the one with the cowboy, and that cowboy is fucking weird, man.
Okay, I'm gonna take your word for it. I don't get commercials because I watch like streaming platforms.
Well, I watch them as well, but I pay for the. Well, I don't care if I have commercials because I get up and walk around and do stuff. But
But that cowboy.
I've recently, and I just watched all of them. I recently binge watched Escape to
Internet.
the Chalet.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen that one? Escape to the
What?
Chalet.
No.
It's about an English couple who buys an old chalet, like almost a medieval 150-year-old thing, and renovate it for a wedding. And it's 45 rooms chalet. But I binged watched that, and because it's just
Is
interesting.
this like a home and garden
It's a
or a
DIY
H?
thing. Yeah, it's on HT.
I binge watched Wednesday. It was good.
Well, I did as well. I finished watching it last night, actually.
Oh, we did
I'm
it the
stuck
other day.
on-
The day
I'm
it came
stuck on
out, we
this.
started watching it.
I got up to
Wednesday and
episode
Thursday?
5 of Wednesday. On Wednesday, I watched it.
Yeah.
I've been
What day
watching
did-
Chuck.
You know what? Chucky.
No,
Chuck.
it's on Prime Video. It's called Chuck. There's 5 seasons of it, and
Is it like an old NBC show?
Yeah, I think
I
know the
think so. It was about a guy who accidentally got sent some sensitive information by email and downloaded it to his brain and becomes very valuable
I've never watched it.
to many people. It's actually the reason why we started watching it is because the boss, the gentleman Big Mike, who works at the Buy More, is actually one of Timmy's comedian friends. So, yeah, so we're watching it. I was like, I didn't know he was in that.
I've been watching. Just pulling up the list here. I watched all of the Brian Baumler's DIY shit too, because I got lots of stuff to fix here. But Stallone's new show is actually really good.
Is it another DIY?
No, Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, yeah.
Tulsa.
Well, I was wondering because Pamela Anderson is now doing a DIY.
I was just gonna say, and I've been watching Pamela. I've watched the first 5 episodes. It's actually really good.
Yeah, I just keep thinking her husband, just some random contractor dude that just met Pamela Anderson and wait, now he's just married to Pamela Anderson. What a lucky guy.
They're working on a gardening place to do gardening in the big garden area, and he's like, he was complaining about something. He says, "I never get anything," and he went, "Oh, wait a minute." Because
you have Pamela Anderson. Hello.
He's like, wait a minute. No, I'll take that back, kind of thing, right? It's funny.
I will say, I was watching, I was watching one of those episodes, and when the one where she was going through her shoes, and she didn't get rid of anything, and she pulled out shoes from went out to this party and pants that were literally shoes.
She's had a hell of
dying. I was like, I want all of it. I want it all. All the things.
So, we got to go.
So we got 3 minutes.
Yeah, and don't go over and get cut off. Anyone want to send anything out there to anybody?
I do. I want to send love to all of our listeners.
Saying sit back and watch the show.
Do that again. Do that again.
I think I'm going on the Metaverse tomorrow. I haven't been on the Oculus in a while.
There you go. Nice. See, now you got something to do this week.
Lenny, I just heard of a new game. It's Nerf bow and arrows, Nerf guns and that sort of thing. Well, it's kind of like that. It's like warfare, but it's
but on the Oculus.
On the Oculus.
Wow.
Yeah.
It is kind of cool, I guess, watching Netflix and shit and being in a theater. And...
Well, okay, now how's the sound? Do you get earbuds with it and that too?
No, you don't need it.
The sound on it's actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, my kids go in rooms where they just talk to random other people, and you can hear people talking as if they're in the room beside my daughter.
So on your TV screen, everybody else is seeing exactly what you see?
You can set it up that way, yeah.
Or can you see from third person? So can you see third person and you can actually see them?
No, you see what they see.
Yeah.
Okay.
You see what they see, which is cool if they're on a roller coaster.
You should plug it in and put it on your monitor if you can, Len.
I find it when I tried that, when I haven't been on in a while, when we used to try to stream it, it always froze on the TV. It wasn't that good.
Well, maybe one day we'll try it. We got to go, guys. Say goodbye.
Cool. Peace
Good night.
Thanks for listening. We're here every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 8 p.m. down in the East.
Friday.
Atlantic time.
What'd you say, Marcel?
And then 4 o'clock BC time?
What'd
Sometimes
you say,
we miss. I said almost Friday.
Almost every Friday. Well,
we should put out reruns. We should put out reruns on the Fridays.
We do. We
did.
We did last week. Last week I played Jack. Jack was here a couple of weeks ago. We played that. But we may take a break again because Christmas is coming up. So we'll talk about it.
Reruns.
Okay. We got to go. Bye.
So what are you doing? Nothing. Why not?
Trying to get on this lifestyle radio website.
Sounds like a cool website.